clues, let alone discern messages passed from one realm to the next. She bit back a smile. If she wasn't set on ferreting out the truth behind Stanwyck's presence at Trask's studio, she might find the situation amusing. As if he read her thoughts, Stanwyck cocked his head toward her, seeming to search her out. Time to meet the rogue face to face. She stepped into his line of sight. A corner of his mouth hitched ever so slightly as his gaze settled on her. And then the half-smile faded. His lips pulled into a rather fierce line. Not quite a scowl, but definitely rather unpleasant, as if she posed a quandary he could not puzzle out.
"Ah, there she is, my lovely associate, Miss Sophie Devereux. You'll be most impressed with her insights."
Trask swept a hand towards Sophie with practised flourish, as if introducing a performer. Of course, in essence that was exactly what the man was doing. Sophie possessed no more insight into the spiritual realm than Trask, but her lack of occult powers was of no significance to his fraudulent schemes. Trask had not hired her because of her talents. Rather, she was another form of bait to lure in the unsuspecting bereaved. Gavin Stanwyck appeared neither unsuspecting nor bereaved. Calm and detached, with no sign of either the desperate grief or enthusiasm for intrigue typical of most who walked through Trask's door, he studied her. His gaze roamed the length of her, assessing, yet smooth as a caress. But there was nothing soft or gentle in the man's expression. If anything, his mouth grew more taut as he took her in, and Sophie's breath caught as her skin heated beneath her proper, high-collared dress. He met her gaze. Was that challenge flashing in his eyes? "Sophie Devereux?" One dark brow hiked. "Have we met? Perhaps at Lord Chesterton's country house?" Most unlikely. Sophie met the inquiry with a properly thin smile. He thought her a fraud. Unsurprising. Although one can never be certain of which souls have crossed our path, perhaps in another life. The ways of the universe are mysterious, wouldn't you say? Indeed. Stanwyck's tone was low and rich, held under the same tightly leashed control as his full mouth. Perhaps even more intriguing than I'd anticipated. Something in his words rippled through Sophie like an electrical current. She squared her shoulders and straightened her spine. Though the effort made little impact on the sharp difference between their sizes, facing him with her head high and her chin jauntily angled, stoked her resolve. He did not intimidate her. She would not allow it. She returned his bold perusal, drinking him in from head to toe. Broad-shouldered and lean-hipped in an impeccably tailored suit of charcoal grey superfine, Stanwyck cut a powerful figure. Men who'd come into their fortunes before strands of silver marked their hair were rare commodities. But a man like Stanwyck, tall and strapping, fiercely intelligent, and unencumbered by a wife and the requisite heir and a spare, were rarer still. Was it any wonder London's prematurely bereaved widows so avidly courted his attentions? Sophie released a breath she hadn't realized she'd drawn in. Perhaps intimidation was not the true root of her problem where Mr. Stanwyck was concerned. Gavin Stanwyck was a man in his prime. His chestnut-brown hair bore hints of copper, while stubble of a darker hue defined the lines of a strong jaw and betrayed at least a day had passed since a razor.